Oh, well, we are here at the Northwest Sports Talk 206. I'm with Mr. Stotts. Teresa is over there clicking the buttons. Chris is walking in. And all right, well, let me just go over a little bit. And you might have something good to say today. Wow. Hey, what's going on, buddy? So, couple of things. Something happened this past week. We had some awesome games. We had Washington Commanders beating Detroit, which I did not see that coming. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Pete Carroll, the new coach. We're going to talk about John, the new coach, which is Seattle's old coordinator, Schottenheimer, for Dallas Cowboys. What does that even mean? And we're going to talk about even the offensive coordinator for Houston. He's fired after 2 great seasons, right? Because we understand that the quarterback kind of struggled a little bit. They're all didn't take that next leap, you know what I'm saying? But he's gone. He's after winning the division. He had a great rookie year, right? He gets no love for the second year, doesn't come back for the third, so that might be some other differences that might be in the building. What else we have? We have Lamar Jackson coming down to earth, some costly turnovers, and awesome swap, right? But hey, could you really even guess catching the ball and that? Well, they're professionals. What can I say? Let me see. You got Buffalo moving on, playing against Kansas City again. Then we've got Washington going to Philadelphia, and that's one of the most dangerous games there is because that's a divisional game. In the championship game, kind of reminds you of Seattle and San Francisco all those years. Let's see what else we got here. We talked about the Pete Carroll thing. Is that going to be a win for them? 73-year-old coach, 3-year deal. What does that look like? It's Russell Wilson, one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, getting hit, going down there. Well, we're going to see about that. So we have a lot to do with the team. We have a lot to unpack. But I also want to share something that's interesting. Now, there's my interest. No, this is my interest. So this is not Seahawks though. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. $140 million left tackle, right? This is some amazing stats. $140 million. He didn't give up 1 sack all year. The first time ever an offensive lineman is all pro at the left side tackle and the right side tackle. First time in history it's ever been done. And I bet you don't even know his name. Did anybody know his name? What's his name? His last name is Works. Yeah, Works. Yeah. So yeah, better. He didn't know it. I didn't know it. Well, I wouldn't know it. But I'm to reward for an offensive lineman. He said there's so much greatness. You got your receiver, right? You got your MVP, your running back of the year, whatever it is. He said all that happens because of great offensive line play. He had a good point there. So he's trying to advocate and have a reward so they can be acknowledged as well. So out of these games, I'll start first. Out of these games, the Rams and Eagles, the Commanders and Detroit, Houston and Kansas City, Baltimore and Buffalo. Kind of want to get your take on what significance was the win? How did you see the playoffs coming through? What did you like about the games? But I want to start with the Detroit game and I want to kind of on the flip side, as great as it was for Washington, right? 4-12 last year, right? Draft a new quarterback, supposed to be rebuilding, and it looks like they're tooled up, right? That's what it looks like. But for Detroit, can they overcome this loss? Because number one, they've just lost 8 coordinators. Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, right? And the reason why a team can play fast, play hard, play physical is because the system in play is second nature, right? They don't have to think that half a second of trying to figure out what your responsibilities are. But when it comes like that, play fast. And what that tells me is Detroit next year will take a small step back Right now, not to say they won't start off the season 4-0, which can happen, but they're not going to be as fast, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? It's like moving a coach, bring a new coach in, new system, right? They're still going to have the culture because of the head coach is there. With the losing both coordinator, the city was drunk on the Super Bowl. They had already thought they was already there. Tell me them fans was not ready for Detroit. I was drowning them. I knew they was coming out the NFC. Or, you know what I'm saying, or at least the championship game at the minimum. You know what I'm saying? So what did y'all thoughts about those games? What did you see? Go ahead, Scott.
I felt usual. The Chiefs got the lovely call for them the entire game.
Oh, okay.
And as usual, the refs are on their side. Two, right in the beginning of the game, two calls for roughing the passer. The passer wasn't what is it? Jumping the passer for hitting your own guy. And so that game, I'm not worried about. But the Detroit game, that one definitely took me by surprise. Not the Commanders won, but by the amount of them. Washington did dominate that entire game. And that was like, I thought it would be more hard fought game on both sides. There was going to be, a 3-4 point differential. 15, right? After the first quarter.
Yeah.
You really thinking that we're going to see the Chiefs Commanders in the Super Bowl. It was not ironic with that these two teams will be represented by Native American mascots for the last 60 some odd years.
Think about that.
Jaden Daniels systematically took Detroit on.
Yeah.
He made the right reads at the right times. He took off and ran when he needed to at the right time. He is playing at a level that is unreal.
That's a good one.
I mean, but could you? To me, when I look at him, I sit here and I feel like I'm watching Michael Jordan football. Like, what would Michael Jordan look like if he actually played football? It would have to be a quarterback position, the most important position on the field. It would have to be that dude that he's half big, half Cunningham, half. I guess they used to call Cordell Stewart Slash. James Daniels is slashing the league like I'm definitely a fan. And then when we turn around and we look at the Chiefs and the Texans, everybody's complaining about the calls, right? Everybody's complaining about the referees. You cannot really be upset with the referees for assuming what they already know. The Chiefs are always going to be in here. Yeah, everybody's always going to try to take the whole head off. So even though you hit each other, they're looking at throwing the flag on the intent, right? So targeting being the case. But a lot of times, I think it's those, I have a whistle in my mouth before the play even goes off. And I know you can't cover DK. And I know you're one-on-one with DK. So I'm going to blow the whistle anyway when he gets deep. It's one of those situations that when you look at the Chiefs are the king cream of the crop.
Yeah.
They're 2-time defending Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
And as the old cats used to say, if you want to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And what you're going to have to do cannot leave any doubt. Super Bowl 48, that was the mantra for the Seahawks, was leave no doubt. Go in here and beat these boys up and punch them in the mouth.
Ain't this right? Yeah.
Until you get that mindset that we are going to take it, can't complain about the flags, can't complain about the referee. None of that stuff matters. When we look at the game has got solved. We know it. We know the flag is always halfway out the referee's pocket before they even line up. So realistically, the game is what it is, but this was fun. This was fun. This was a fun. Past weekend was fun. And I'm kind of expecting David to knock off the Lions. I'm waiting to see Washington really punch Philly in the mouth for sitting Saquon Barkley, who was in the midst of being able to break a 40-year record. I just work the counter. I just see and the teacher said, we know the teacher now. Sorry, like he's
Another thing, you gotta get into Baltimore, Buffalo, and we find ourselves disappointed yet again. Off of greatness that Lamar Jackson brings and not being able to get over. It's tough. And I don't look at Buffalo as being that much greater. I look at a couple of turnovers. I look at, Baltimore first drive just smashing downfield. I look at Henry being unstoppable. And I don't, and I kind of watched the game and I was like, man, how did you guys let the game get rest? And it's just those small subtleties. I don't know if Lamar Jackson, he has a minimum, but I think he gets a little jittery, he gets a little bit truly nervous and things, he gets a little bit too calm. He kind of looked like Mike Tyson going in and them giving him some calming down feels and takes away the fabric of who he is. And he goes in there. I don't know what it is. But like I said, I know that number 89 is beating himself up, dropping a 2-point conversion. Like I said, Lamar Jackson said it perfectly. The greatest one, I thought he was a great leader. He said, look, it was on us. It wasn't just that, right? There was turnovers, there was other things that went on during the game. We didn't stop them when we needed to stop them. A lot of things happened. But yeah, you gotta go kind of harper on there, dropping. Listen, ain't nobody catching the football in the ice game. It's out there. And tight ends aren't normally your best catches, right? Unfortunately, you've done great at pass catching, but man, I don't know what to say. But you look at Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, the Bengals, he's great. But who's better? Right? Who's deserving the MVP? Well, each and every day, but it counts. So you got to give your head off to Josh Allen. What's your thoughts?
The award is a season win.
Yeah.
Well, it has nothing to do with the whole season.
That's what they say. They say innocent until proven guilty. So
Yeah.
You also say the best position to get the award. That's what seems good.
It's that other thing. Go ahead.
To the guys to the Jitsi debate again.
Now it's going to be. Or again, because we're not going back in the
MVP.
And the award.
MVP of the NFL is the best player in the game.
Not the
Well, I don't know if you heard me a minute ago. Player game for MVP. But since we're talking about the regular season, Lamar deserves it. Lamar did everything from season game 1 to game 17 to make sure that he held it down and solidified who he was. Now, I don't know if after the week 19, his mind is thinking about vacation, and he's short timing it and he's faxing it in, but his mindset is going to have to get focused on being a championship quarterback as opposed to just being the best player in the league. We had that pitch and catch discussion a while back. You can't catch the ball if you're throwing the ball. But realistically, maybe, and Mark Andrews has been clutch for him. He's been clutch. But maybe likely should have been the guy who was getting the ball. Maybe Derrick Henry actually should have been the guy running the ball in on a 2-point conversion. Maybe we should have been looking at a read option situation between Lamar and Derrick. There's so many questions and so many decisions that have to be made in a split second in that particular situation. But that was one that before you scored the touchdown, you should have knew what play you was going to run for that 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
And when it comes to the MVP, I have to record with you, Lamar does deserve to at least be in the top.
Yeah.
And my other two guys that I would vote would be Jaden Daniels and Saquon. Because those three came out and outperformed everything. Just those three.
I wouldn't be, and here's a tidbit, Richard. I wouldn't be surprised if the running back ended up getting the MVP shot. How crazy would that be? In a position that's been devalued by so many different groups of people over and over and over again.
And
That it don't like that. Right. So I could really see Saquon winning the MVP this year.
I can see any one of those three movies.
So, and Josh Allen, it's just something about Josh Allen, man. It's just something about him. It just doesn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how many cats that have votes feel that way about Josh Allen. It's like Josh shows up, he does his job, he's remarkable at times, but it's like even when they came here and played us, he doesn't seem much better than Darnold. He doesn't seem much better than Darnold. See, now there's nothing like
Protective. So he's above average, but he is not active.
he makes the right decisions in the right moments,
Yeah.
but sometimes he's not real.
That's kind of makes you a little
But
and it's those other moments where he
and there's those
no questionable call.
okay, well there's those moments when there's nothing there and you make something happen. Like jumping off somebody backwards. On the miss to getting first down. You know what I'm saying? Or those situations where you had to line up and push to get into a 1 or 2 yard first down, like Jalen Hurts. I mean, like those runs that Daniels makes, those runs that Lamar Jackson made. You know, those little scrambles that Mahomes makes. He's spectacular. Get me wrong. I'm not saying anything, but there's so many that I feel like there's so many better than him or just as good as him. You ready for this? Says Sam Darnold. I don't think he's that much better than Geno Smith. I mean, I'm just being honest in my opinion. Until Geno's 6'4" and 230, 240, and can push him out like Josh Allen can, and the arm strength, spectacular. But I don't see much else happening with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the? I guess when we talk about the other ones, I see electricity. You know what I'm saying? I see like it's kind of like the arm. The arm looks like when the arm comes out, looks like Zeus's lightning bolt coming out of his hand. You know what I'm saying? It just Josh Allen just doesn't.
Okay. Our process on this.
Excellent.
So the first thing is
Species.
well, we got Josh Allen's numbers. 63.6% completion rate, 3,731 yards, 2 game touchdowns, 6 interceptions in 17 games. He also rushed for almost 600 yards and 12 touchdowns. And when I watch Josh Allen, I look like he's big, he's strong, he's got the Cam Newton effect. He runs people over. It doesn't look like he's running them over. He makes it where it's like you're playing 11 on 10, so to speak. You know what I mean? Just under Lamar Jackson's stats.
And Geno
He may not be as I would say as sexy running the ball as Lamar Jackson, but who is? I guess you would say it would be the Emmitt Smith effect, what you're trying to say. Because Emmitt Smith doesn't look like he's very attractive running the ball. It's not as shifty as a Barry Sanders or explosive as a Bo Jackson. I hear what you're saying. But Josh Allen is great He is head and shoulders above Geno Smith. You must be crazy.
Geno Smith has a 70% completion rate
I
and 40
I do not care. Hey, listen, Seattle will make that trade in a heartbeat. They will probably give up first round picks and Geno Smith to acquire Josh Allen. Must be crazy.
They would be crazy.
Must, man, that'd be crazy. Him, right now, Super Bowl contender. Super Bowl contender. Because the mere fact is he is probably one of the only quarterbacks that can thrive with that offensive line because he's mobile. He's arguably maybe the second most mobile quarterback in the game today.
No.
2 or 3. He's in the top 3. Who's better? Who?
Daniels.
What's his mobile quarterback? That's was in the pocket and out the box.
Okay. Daniels.
Oh, Larry.
Mahomes.
Okay. Okay, top arts.
Your favorite?
Only because Hurst doesn't thrive on throwing the run.
And
He has to set his feet. You know that, right?
the midget stealer?
You watch it? Oh, God. Here we go. The midget stealer team.
Okay. Top.
See, we're trying to be serious for the Northwest Sports Talk. It's just like that. Stop. In the middle. I'm not old. I'm just well seasoned. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's chance to talk about the national championship game as well. That was awesome. Now I'm thinking, I think they started off the game Notre Dame for the longest drive in the championship history, which isn't very long. Ain't been around that long, but after maybe 4 games. And then you start watching the game, and then the commentators become a lot. They just look like player for player, that they're just that much better. And they just end up steamrolling Notre Dame.
When you have to think about it, that trade can go any day of the week.
Number 6 overall. Awesome receiving. Interesting.
You think number 6?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Matter, I gotta share that. Can I share that? Okay. He don't give back. So when we look at this trade, that whenever this is in, this is the fall. This is
fine.
the fall, by the way.
It's a hypothetical.
Raiders receive, that's our trade, right? Raiders receive Geno Smith, wide receiver, DK Metcalf. Oh, I didn't see DK Metcalf in it. Oh, wait, I don't know. Come on. I would do it off receive. Number 6 overall, first round pick. Second round pick. And tight end Michael Mayer.
That means you have 2 seconds. And $70 million in cap space.
And Michael Mayer.
Not doing another thing. When they right off, I'm feeling it. I'm not even thinking about it.
I would ask for at least one more second or one more first. Because you have DK Metcalf in there.
You're clearing out $70 million in cap space.
Yes.
You're clearing $70 million in cap space. You got the Raiders pick.
Yes.
At number 18, pick 6 in the second round and 6 in the 18th round in the second round also. Do you know what you can do with that?
But you're thinking about what the picks we already have. So I'm looking at the picks that are lined up right here. Number 6 overall, and then the second round pick. Look, for 2 Pro Bowl players in the prime.
Yeah.
Well, Geno Smith is prime. Number 6.
And number 6 pick right now.
Okay.
Who's it be?
Okay. What quarterbacks are available?
Shador.
Cam Newton.
More is going to the top 3. You don't worry about that. Everyone's going to the one.
Is Dag gonna let him come to Seattle? Remember, it's cold up here. It's cold up here. They beat me on good friend time.
You know what? But here's the thing.
I don't want Shador anymore. You want the blame on it? You don't want the timepiece? Look. You don't want it.
With that firepower, number 6 in the first round, and number 6 pick in the second.
You don't want those.
and clearing out $70 million that you can go get a behind venture to put on your offensive, and maybe even go get what's the boy your baby Kelly, the center that you can plug him in right at center, and your offensive line is almost fixed. Then you go ahead and you draft you up. You ready for this? You could come up with a Ashton's Denton. You could possibly take 18 and go get you a Jenna Billboard. You could, and we still haven't even dived into the round yet.
Yeah.
You're talking about money in which that you can bring players in and maintain your defense. Go ahead and pay Jones his money so he can stay here, right? But we had let Draymond Jones go.
Yeah.
Let him get him out of here.
Yeah.
That's more money. You can sitting there looking at almost $90-something million under the salary cap. That's so worth it. And you have JSN, and you can plug through it. You want Jinty? Let's go grab Jinty. So no, man. But next year. Next year. So yours is there. If you want yours at 18. I'm saying that there's so many opportunities. And I love Leonard.
Leonard. Love to be here.
Leonard, and guess what? We might be able to slide that into the second round and take that number 6 pick, maybe trade.
He can be a drop down.
You might be able to take that number 6 and a Draymond Jones and straight up. Matter of fact, you might be able to take that number 6 pick and Tariq Leland from the second round and trade up to get him from the back end of the first round and pick up Larry Williams. Because you want that 5th-year option on that contract to maintain who is rookie season, right? So realistically, those types of trades, they're preposterous. The Raiders would never do it. They're just assuming that because Pete Carroll loves Geno Smith and DK Metcalf, that might be something that's plausible. Seeing that he's the new head coach of the King Dick Russell. I look. Right now, I take Geno Russell in a heartbeat.
So I'm going to take Geno Russell in having 2 years.
Oh, no, not necessarily.
I don't like Russell.
So period. Realistically, when we watch Lamar Jackson, we have to get to the point that Lamar is better than Russell for one reason. For one reason is that he's able to see over the line when that passes down the field without having to evacuate. When Russell Wilson starts to lose speed and Lamar Jackson starts to lose speed, they become city ducks and targets. They're no longer able to elude the pass rush or get away from passing, right? Because of speed. The problem with Russell is that once he started to lose speed and he couldn't get outside and find it to see downfield, now he's sacked. Now he's making turnovers. Now he's knocking the ball out of his hand 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 yards down the field. So you have to realize that with a mobile quarterback, the situation that is always going to come that they're going to lose speed or something. You remember what Michael Vick's last year's looked like down there at Philadelphia? They say he wasn't as fast. He was still fast. He wasn't as fast as he was. But he seemed to be a more precise precision passer than he was. And maybe that comes from being under Andy Reid and learning from Reid. But that's a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Again, that trade that they're talking about, it sounds preposterous under normal circumstances. But if they came to Seattle with that deal, man, I don't see Snyder turning it down. You got a brand new
So it's interesting what you're saying. You're saying, now this is interesting. If something like that was to happen, now here we are, Pete Carroll making the Seahawks better. Yeah, Pete Carroll making the Seahawks better. By giving us all that good and all kind of money. Well, no, that's how God officially to me.
I love it.
Hey,
If you like it, likes it, I love it.
that's gotta be against the rules. If you get fired from a team, also make a trade for a team. No, that's just not weird. You know my goodness.
Softball players, like some, he had some better guys maybe than that. The great question of the stacking losses, I just established quarterback, and you established like a story, you know.
He'll know that John Snyder will pass over anything that's good.
You know what I mean? That's it.
So, how many quarterbacks has Seattle groomed to be successful?
Snyder?
Seattle's great. Because I'm trying to think about the history with Seattle. Like, we got my Hasselback, he was doing in Green Bay. Right?
No,
Well, he was here.
yeah,
He was here.
yeah, he gave honey every shot. So back with roots here.
Yeah.
And once they closed my home in there,
Yes.
and they came over here, so we had a little bit of a foundation when they got over here.
Had about a year. I want to say his rookie year, he was drafted by Holmgren, and Holmgren the following year came here.
Similar offense, so when he came over here.
So 2 years later, he comes in to Seattle.
Right.
He's benched for Trick Dilfer.
Right.
Dilfer tears me up.
Yeah, he comes back.
So he never left at that point. So I think he got some harsh reality dealing with Holmgren.
Okay.
Holmgren brought him back. So it's it's kind of yeah. But I think that when we talk about, I think that that's the only.
It's never really gone through. Outside of Russell Wilson.
Rick Meyer.
Before that, was
Stan Gilball.
Let's not talk about Gelbach.
Where did Dave Craig come from?
Yes, sir. I'm very expert.
Where did Dave Craig come from? Was he working?
I want to say yes.
Okay.
I want to say Greg was a rookie. Soren came from somewhere.
So it was expansion. So he was
He's an expansion trainer.
Everything's facing right.
yeah.
So
I'm starting out.
so maybe Craig. But yeah, never other than
Did he really develop at all?
Well, Craig,
well, it's Craig. He played under Brown Chuck, and they ran the ball to death.
but when he had a cook, he said
The first game and the last game. That's it.
he was like a hot Kirk Cousins. Well, Kirk Cousins is hot. He was like the best thing since Chris Coach. But you know how Chris Coach is. When you let it sit there for a while, it's good for Craig. It's cool for but it's just cold, it's crushing. And that's Kirk Cousins.
He's a roller coaster. Real high peaks, real low valleys.
And the Seahawks, if he was on my team, he would be playing with my emotions.
He was the best player. He was the best quarterback at handing off the football in the NFL. I think he could just hand off the football like nobody else could ever. I think the only other quarterback that was just at the end, he was second to Peyton handing off the ball.
Oh my God.
He was tremendous at the play action. It was more play with no action with Grant. And if the action was coming, it was a fumble. So this is what he did.
Throw the ball backwards.
I think six. I think he has the record for no. I think that's Gerald Trio as the longest penalty yards backwards.
I remember maybe put a big bag in the kid. Like I go to the backyard and I can get my door to the door, flying with 5 minutes. Very Craig. Look, over.
Okay, so seriously, if we're really talking about it, I think the only one that we actually getting is what Russell was. He's only development. It seems like he paid whatever he was. Hasselback was developed Hasselbeck had those rough spots, but they weren't good, right? I've never seen it. But, and here goes the other one, ready? And see, see, now we're talking about tips and movers coming down the time. And trading this. But here goes the human. They're saying, since I said, hey, really, back in the short, so he's not coming to Seattle. These outfits, opposite countries are IC. Found that out last week. There's a possibility that there's a Chip Kelly. And Chip Kelly really only possibilities on Foxville all players. He's good. And all he wants to do is coach his offense and nothing else. They're saying that that's like a nation where like this kind of team. In a Chip Kelly situation, my question would be, should he or has he ever developed a voice? Which he hasn't at origin, right? Right? Mariota? What would you, I mean, could you imagine if you took six and we said, hey, let's trade down to six. Let's take a number 11. Right? Could we give him a Jalen Milroy, which would probably be a more conducive to a Chip Kelly scheme? I mean, I don't. There's a she's here. Yeah, the numbers are be there. I like it. The thought of being I think that was really good with like dollars. So I like where I was. You're turning left. I no, I turning down. Okay. Yeah. Can I watch anything rather than saying for that's doing something like this. Thank you for that. I see. It's got to be. No. I'm trying to compensate him with that too. So, so I had the message. Regionality is channels. I think it's got to be worth much, but at least even the other might see. I would so my says with a trade like that happens, and you have it was bigger. So all this like all the options are on the table because you don't look at your clients and range. The two higher that offensive coordinator, you don't know, I don't know what is he's there. All right. With all this and why these next like I don't know what so realistic there would be so many options. Now at 18, it's impossible for you to average 18 that time. See if we can take another. I don't know why I sound bad, I guess, terrible. I keep throwing Bullet in there because he's just not a clone. I mean, realistically, when I talk about Freaks and he looks like he's scared to get it. He has to live with my guys. And I think that I should not know. I guess that's a problem. The ability, when the ability does not meet the mentality, that's a problem. If you don't have the mentality to be a dog, but they're really two dinosaurs, it's two totally different things. Yes. If you are not that physical monster beast inside your head, look, you can be a beast at 5'2". You can be a monster at 5'6", but you can be a teddy bear at 6'5".
More far.
I mean, just let's play that one out. Do you remember Eric Curry?
Oh yeah.
And no disrespect. And some of the stuff I say, I don't need no disrespect behind it. And I know that disrespect is going to be taken in front of it. But that's not my intention. Eric Curry came in, fired him at the fourth overall draft, right? He came in fired up, and they said he was the missed pick. He has all the traits and talent. They started screaming, Lawrence Taylor, Lawrence Taylor, Lawrence Taylor. Derek Davis, he's got that type of talent. Right? Okay, but after a while, he didn't have the heart. He didn't have the heart or the mentality for it. He's got the skill. He just didn't have the heart and mentality for it. You know what a dog looks like?
Ed Reed was a dog. You know what another dog was like? Ray Lewis was a dog. Lawrence Taylor are dogs.
Yeah.
You know what else is a dog? Leo Wicks is a dog. Devin Witherspoon are dogs.
Yeah.
There's a teddy bear playing opposite Devon Witherspoon. There is a teddy bear playing on the other side. He's afraid to hit and does not support in the run protection. He's just not that. And when you look at it, you're like, well, you can't have somebody who is a liability that he's waiting for Julian Love to come down and make the year. You're 6'5", man. You're 215. Strap your drums up and go make a
It's a 55-15 class.
Hey man, hey, put this right.
Let me get over the stuff your roles.
Hey man, that was a day that you used to have to wear a belt against your drawers, right? I think they used to call them Henry Reeds back in the day. And yeah. I'm just saying, he's saying that realistically, Willie has value, but he don't have no guarantee. It's
In the rest of it, I think you got to get that.
he has to go. And I think wherever he goes, he has to go to a place. You know where he got Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. He can go play for like just make that beat. Come get all three of them dudes, maybe like Gino, DK, and Tariq, and they can all go on down there in Las Vegas, and he can go ahead and put them on a play wheel and see if red or black comes out.
How about them Cowboys? Ah! Well, Pete Carroll.
Well, we just got Raiders. We just heard Bush's that
Chop.
Stop Cowboys.
So wait for the Cowboys. I'm born in Dallas.
How about Brad Schottenheimer?
Brian Steinheimer.
What you think? What you think about Schotty as your head coach?
That's the new coach.
That's your new head coach. The Cowboys, they announced it.
Bill Belichick.
Right. See, now this is what's wrong with Cowboys. They fans. They don't even know who's their team. They just hired Brian Schottenheimer yesterday. Damn. Now that's a real Cowboy fan. And what he said, he screamed from the back room. Damn. He just found out. He just found out the bad news today. I'm sorry. Hey, but feel free to come on back and chop it up with us to talk to us.
Absolutely.
It's what's fun. That's what I like to see. Is that the interaction from the people in the building.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, we're down here at the Waterland Arcade. I want to make sure you guys recognize where we're at. Okay? What about them Cowboys? We just hurt somebody's feelings.
Cowboy Nation. Ain't that so? Good.
Love them. Love them.
Cowboys are another team like the Niners. They like to talk about their rings and their history, but nothing in the present.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's what you're supposed to do, though.
Yeah, I guess so. You know,
They them boys.
you brought up something. When you look at Terry Woolen and you look at his personality, makeup, whatever, as you watch on the team, press conference, whatever, and you look at the hardball truth, Michigan, Baltimore, who on the Baltimore defense over the years is like Willis? Usually everybody on that defense is usually like Spoon or like Big Cat. You know what I'm saying? Aggressive, kind of like dogs. And yeah, so we look for a mentality. And like you said, unfortunately, he doesn't have the mentality. He has every physical gift at his disposal, but doesn't have it. Recklessness, just nastiness, just like football play. But anyways, I wanted to chime in and talk about Curry. So do you remember, this is inside information. Trust me. So there's a player that I played against, actually played in the league a little bit, in the SEMA league, I won't give his name, but he went to a particular team, and you remember Charles Woodson, right? In college. His rival, it was a receiver that plays for Ohio State. That was 6'3", 230. You remember in the early 90s? Yes, in Boston, right? Okay, so the word was
The word was he didn't have the intelligence to be really successful in the league. Okay. Another inside information. The Seahawks defensive backs. So there was a time I was coached by all of them in semi-pro, right? And one of them in particular, who was a Pro Bowl player, who was a Pro Bowl player. Yeah, no, not his shot. Much older. During the time where Ruth was quartering. But they said every play they had to tell this one particular player what to do. He could not remember the plays. So there's a lot of players in the NFL, mind you or not, who come from college, because like Curry's athleticism is crazy. But when he had to study and had to figure out the science and to be able to play fast, he couldn't pick up. He couldn't pick up, so that's why he didn't play fast. So that's what my teams miss is football IQ, football intelligence. That's why Pete cares about when he loves players who love ball. If you love ball, you will start on a Friday, Saturday night and remote. Click. Only someone who loves ball would do that. Right? Like some people just play because it provides an opportunity and I got skills. And other people, they just love it. Like Ray Lewis, he loves the way the grass smells. He loves everything about it. The smell, the funky smell in the locker room. You get those out of players, you win sprinklers. Absolutely. Absolutely. And he used to play with a player who used to like to pee on himself. And hey, Brock Hewitt brought it up because he played with him. So did I. We was on the football field, next thing you know, the whole defense started peeing on themselves doing calisthenics. Jeremiah Farmer. And the Huskies, they had to see where they would say, well, we blessing the field. And then they would do their, Husky thing, they would just slowly pee on themselves.
Dogs.
Yeah.
There was dogs.
There was dogs. Only a dog would pee on themselves, right?
That's
bloody mentality, yeah. Well, little game. Up in there now, they're playing a intimidating team. It goes in playing when you're playing with a dog, but I line up next to him, right? Play football with a lot of hitters and stuff like that. In my, small high school, semi-pro league. Playing next to Jeremiah Farm. It was one of the most intriguing times because he was mentally a dog. Like he said, if someone hits me on my knees, I'm gonna punch you in the face. He said it to the teammate, but teammate said, teammate took it as that was gospel. It was really gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying was playing next to him, he said my confidence 100 times up. So when you're playing next to a dog, that's why they love Spoon so much. Because when you line up next to him, or even the guy that couldn't cover that blanket right there. Jamal Adams, right? That was his greatest asset. Even when he came over from the Jets, which is the usual on the Jets, but that's neither here nor there. But playing next to him, that enthusiasm becomes just infectious in the whole defense.
I think that's what they're hoping.
Yeah.
Yes. If not.
Yeah.
But and if you've seen the defense, it was just. But along with that, he was always out of position. I mean,
they didn't use him like the Jets did.
But they did the first year. They did the first year. That's why they got 27 and broke the They moved him around, and his responsibility wasn't it was to be in the box, stopping the run, and making those hits. Well, okay, if you're pulling a safety down into the box to stop the run, you have problems with your run defense already.
Yep.
So unless he was actually saying to break that, and you don't have nobody that brings what he brings, now your defense is suspect. So it has to be a mentality you don't cross the line where everybody wants to hit. Everybody's an anthem. Everybody needs to see you laying on the ground, talking back, clear the dirt and debris off.
Yeah.
It has to be. What was old saying, man? He gets up, spit out, and just get up, check out zero. That was what we wanted. That's what we wanted to see. And we're getting back to that. So it might be done. Because, like you said, that Baltimore breeds them. Do you know where one of the cats that it came from? This ain't Ray Lewis, and we always put him out in space on the birds in front, right? But the cat that brought that on an everyday basis was the dude that came late. That was Ed Reed. He was one of the smoothest on the field, but he was one of the most business on the structure. And Tony Saragusa, and Sam Adams, and all the rest of the cats that came in and playing with him and recruiting. So when you really talk about it, you really look at it, it's a mentality that's bred from I am me, just naturally. We see you went back to coaching little league football.
Yeah. I got away Chargers. Oh no, Pirates.
Pirates.
I got away Pirates.
Yeah. So in one of those things you remember we used to little kids running around and you like there's that little kid that keeps running with the other kids trying to make the tackle.
Oh yeah. You just went outside. You're not gonna hit nobody.
Right.
That's the
That's cool.
man, you been going to pull up. Wow.
You're not getting finished.
You
Tell
got
everybody you do what you do.
We're gonna take a quick 5-minute break, 10-minute break, 8-minute break.
We're getting snapped at you.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Welcome back here at the Waterland Arcade in downtown Des Moines. My name is Lavelle, Big Man Bowling with Scott, with Mr. Crane next to me. We talking sports. Well, a couple of us are talking sports, but we'll let you decide. uh, yeah, so we were talking about mentality, and kind of what we're talking about mentality in Baltimore and Seattle. Talking about Curry. We're talking about the football playoffs, things of that nature. But one thing we're talking about mentality and we're talking about culture. We didn't get to finish this, but Ohio State was a national champion, and they are, which is interesting because they seem to be really flourishing under this whole, players moving around. Ohio State is still Ohio State. And they just seemed like they were just better player for player. When you started looking at the game, and it was like, oh, it looked like JV versus varsity. And it was what it was, right? The better team won. If they played 3 times, they would probably win all 3 times. I believe so. Especially if one is playing A, let's say one is playing A prime and one is playing A minus, I'm still taking the state over Notre Dame. I just think the offense isn't as explosive to keep up with as Ohio State. That's just my personal. The defense can play, but offense they have to be a little bit more versatile. I think to be able to play the defense. So, what y'all think about that game? Anyway? Ohio State and Notre Dame. I call it. I was hoping for Notre Dame, but I was disappointed. She disappointed.
No, I'm all about Notre Dame.
I'm kind of disappointed being an Indiana kid.
Oh,
It's funny because realistically, I think you said something. You said JV versus varsity. And realistically, you can look at Notre Dame and say, yeah, that's true. Because a lot of those kids on Notre Dame's team were underclassmen. They played a lot of upperclassmen, fifth-year seniors from that Ohio State team. So realistically, yeah, you have a point. I think though, look at Notre Dame is building organically like the old teams used to do before. Bring you in, you do a red shirt year, you're there, you develop, you play the next year, you earn your spot. What's going to happen now in that situation? So don't misunderstand this. Like Notre Dame will be back next year.
Oh yeah.
Because those kids are so young. And then now we start talking about, well, how do we spend the NIL money? Because they really ain't spent it. They really ain't had it. But being in the championship game, guess what? They got some money there. So they can bring some people in. Congratulations to Ohio State, man. They were more
Ohio State.
a more physically dominating team. They were everything as advertised defensively. They're everything as advertised offensively. Ibuka, who is from here, the young wide receiver. Congratulations to you, young man, and Mr. Young G. Scott Jr., who is also from here. It was a game. It was one of those games that lived up to the hype because Notre Dame did come back. Notre Dame was within striking distance to be able to tie it. But it just never could get over the hump. And Riley Leonard, I think that young man played his heart out. I think he gave it his all. Mr. Love, young Junior Love, who would play for the running back at Notre Dame, and Mr. Greenhouse, that wide receiver out there. He all gave it all that they could. But if nothing else, what is the Seahawks perspective in watching this game? And there's big boys on that Ohio State team. Woo! And you might want to snatch one on both sides of the ball. Defense and offense. There's a lot of things to like about Ohio State. Ohio State is the Ohio State, as Bo said. It is one of the programs that is a storied legacy, been around tradition for year, many generations. They're always going to be back here. Their name is going to bring them back to this particular spot. And it's always going to be a situation where they're going to be in a position to always be ahead of the class as long as as long as they're in the Big Ten and they're playing the teams that they're playing, and they're bringing the NIL dollars to the table to pay those players. It's just a crazy thing watching how NIL works right now, man. And I think we talk about it, that system is broken. And realistically, what we're looking at with college football kind of reminds me of what we're looking at with Major League Baseball. It's the haves and the have-nots. If you don't have the money, you're not going to be able to play because you have to pay to play, unlike the Mariners.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a question for you. I want to kind of move on to a little bit of baseball talk just a little bit. So
Great transition.
Ichiro Suzuki, I believe he's the first Japanese-born player elected in the National Baseball Hall of Fame. And I want to take a moment to truly understand the greatness of Ichiro. I'm quite sure I don't appreciate it as much as most, but watching all the hype that came over to America and the impact that he had, can you explain from your position of knowing baseball inside and out, how good was Ichiro? And we need that type of, I mean, you talk about getting on base. That's what Ichiro, go ahead, I'll let you go ahead.
The greatness for Ichiro starts with when he came over. He came over to the U.S. So it is 27th year. So he was already 27 years old. He
30-year-old rookie. Okay.
He'd already played over 7 or 8 years in Japan.
For baseball, yeah.
He'd been their champion.
Yeah.
He'd been their MVP.
Yeah.
He was their hit team.
Yeah.
He was their on base guy.
Yeah.
He already had a 300 plus average over there.
Yeah.
He came here and just keep swinging. He didn't slump off for 13 years.
Now, this is what I heard. Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard that during that time, this is all people just talking, barbershop talk, that the pitching over there was just as good as the pitching was over here.
Yes and no.
Okay.
So there are aspects of their pitching that is far dominant compared to ours.
Okay.
Their pitching, we have pitchers that come out, oh, you hit a home run off me, next time I'm going to phone you. They don't do that in Japan.
Oh, okay.
There's no retaliation there.
Okay.
It's a straight dog-eat-dog, me versus you pitching battle. When you're up to the plate. You don't have to worry about being phone.
Ain't no chin music over there.
There's none of that. Okay. But the thing that makes Ichiro great is the fact that he came over here at age of 27. He came rookie of the year. Okay? Became a hit move. Took the batting title for that. Okay? Set a record for most hits in the season. That had been held for
So what?
40, 50 years, something like that.
So what?
Okay? And he didn't get to it 1 year. He had 200 plus hits a year, 11 straight years. 11 straight years of 200 plus hits. Pitchers were afraid to hit him, not because they were afraid to him like they did Barry Bonds or Jorge Chico or Mark McGwire or Kennedy Jr. or any of those other big ballers. They were afraid to pitch to him because they were never going to be on base or a chance, but they were scoring. Because Ichiro hit the ball. He was not the power hitter, he was a precision hitter. He knew what pitch to look for, and he knew how to hit it. If it was down on his knees, inside, you can hit it and put it wherever you want. If you his shoulders on the inside corner, you can hit the ball and put it where you want. That's what made him great. There is nobody out there that hits the way that Ichiro hits. Nobody. And for the one guy to not vote him in to make him unanimous, that guy's a jackass. Because I don't care what stats you're looking at.
Right.
Ichiro made a difference no matter what game was played. It did not matter. Everybody talks about Pete Rose in the hit team. I'm sorry. Pete Rose is the American baseball. Ichiro is the overall. There's over 7,000 in his career. 7,000. That'll never be that.
Wow.
Never. That man hit the ball with so much precision. And I keep seeing this one video that pops up all the time, especially this guy watching the offense, is Ichiro got his first major league hit here in the U.S. in his 10th at bat. Okay?
So wow.
That was the only time in his career that his batting average was under 300. From that point on, his batting average never get more than 300 again. He's a career 313 batting average. He has more singles and doubles and stolen bases than that's all that. Because he didn't hit them. But then CC Sabathia, we were talking about, he got in, they interviewed him. He said he had the most trouble getting out any batter was Ichiro. He was the one that always had gives more trouble. So recently, CC went out and learned how to throw an out pitch.
I got figured something out.
He got an out pitch. Who was the name? He got started one time. Ichiro. What happened? Ichiro took it off and he hit that bat. The next at bat, he got him in a 3-1 penalty. Or no, it was a 2-2 penalty. Threw that slider again. Ichiro took it out. The only time he threw it, 2 home runs in a single game. You know, drop him. The other ball finisher shooting for that.
He's going into the class career.
Yeah. That's funny. You see, T.J. Smith said he advanced the name of the first. We got to go. Ichiro.
Plus, media is demanding the Tsunami. Because not Ichiro the Hall of Fame.
Uh-oh.
Sure, it should be made public.
Uh-oh.
And then you should be brought out and justify why you didn't put it on. If it's just because you didn't think you were going to get the Hall of Fame, why? There is no player out there that will not tell you Ichiro was the first round Hall of Fame. Nobody. And if we weren't for Ichiro coming into the league and doing what he made, there would be no failure time. Ichiro Sasaki would not have come over here.
So first ballot. First ballot.
In the little picture. So all the Japanese players would not be here. They had not been Ichiro and the rest.
So first ballot, I guess I never really tell the picture of those means. I'm going to speculate what it means, but I think first ballot means that you were, it's like, duh. Yeah, like you were like the God of gods when you walk on the football field. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you before, like when I look at the Hall of Fame, I look at the Hall of Fame like that. That when you played, you were the best player on the field. More times than not. That's how I look at Hall of Fame, but I guess that's first ballot. So when Ichiro was in the lineup, he was the premier baseball player on the field, right?
Yeah. If Ichiro was in the lineup, which he didn't stand out much, there were very few times Ichiro did not much.
Right.
You knew there was going to be hits, one of the scores, and your team was going to be competitive. It didn't matter if you played for Seattle or Miami or New York. It did not matter. You knew that if you was in the lineup, you had the opportunity to be competitive. If you lost something in the game, they just changed everything. You always had positivity. He was always there.
Let me ask you one question. During the time Ichiro in his prime, who was the top 10 baseball players during that time?
Top 10 at the time?
At the time.
Bonds, McGuire, Griffey.
McGuire, Griffey. You had Dante Bichette over in Colorado.
Good. I know Bonds, I know Griffey, Bichette.
A-Rod was Cheater. Edgar was still around for a year or two.
I'm trying to think, not the Owens.
Yeah, Drake was there.
So you say Ichiro was just as good or better than anyone's playing?
I'll take control. He wasn't them.
And the funny thing is, we keep talking about Ichiro as far as the bat is concerned.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
So I just skeptical. At first, I said, okay, little Japanese kid coming over, he's a grown man.
You know,
he's stretching with the bat. He's doing his calisthenics. Jane Fonda, workout type stuff. Looking at him, I don't see nothing special about him. He played a game against the open ends.
You're talking about the gun on the third?
Yeah.
And long hit the ball. And this ball, I knew this thing was going over the wall and it stopped short of the warning shot.
Yep.
He hits the ball, right? The man is coming off of second base. I think this was Long that was coming off of second base.
Yeah.
He leans back and gives it the most perfect, precise throw I've ever seen. The third baseman did not have to reach down to make the tag because the ball was there for the tag.
Yeah.
It was the most perfect, and I was like,
Perfect.
I get it.
Perfect.
I get it. He's never not going to be on base. And if the ball falls anywhere in this area, good luck to you.
Yep.
Good luck to you.
There's actually several times he's done this. There's actually one he was playing for New York where he got a guy out trying to go from third to home. There's one where he threw out a guy from a deep right center in Florida at home. He was one of the third guy. And the second period, what, 61, 62 now?
Is he going in as a Mariner?
Oh, that's a late Mariner.
He's not going in as a Yankee or nothing.
Maybe. Northwest.
He is going in after, and like you said with this accuracy in front, his glove, his fielding percentage is like 960 for a career. That means he dropped the ball or made a mistake, what, 5 times?
He let the ball drop sometimes.
Yeah. Take it off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He would let the ball short off because we knew that guy was going to try and go to another base. He's got that baseball IQ like you guys are talking about football IQ.
He had a cannon.
Yes. And if you watch all of his throws, he was never an arc. It was always a straight line.
It was straight at you.
Yes,
There's very few players that can throw that hard, that long, and still keep the ball that straight.
He's only like, what, 160? Right?
I don't even think he's that.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, he's
45, 50, yeah. But he's still out there at his age now, warming up with the guys, throwing the ball around, taking batting
He'll
practice.
probably still play.
He's standing in the shorts.
He probably.
Yeah.
But I still want to know that one jackass who didn't put it on the ballot, and I want to know why. If you've got a valid reason you just don't like him, explain yourself.
The only unanimous person to go in has been Mario and your brother. But since he went in, why would you not put Ichiro in?
A cheater. Same thing.
But
One vote. Three votes.
like who was smoking crack that day that said 3 votes for Chris?
Right? Like,
Only you can say he was so, just say if you were hypothetically say something.
so,
Trout.
everything here. That's the first ballot all day.
Still say Ventura was the best player.
In an era where everybody's on drugs except him.
Yeah.
He's being more specific and still on first.
To name any in the history of baseball that has one beautiful swing and brilliance.
Oh, there is.
Name one.
That's the prettiest swing I've ever seen.
Good.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Change your mind.
Yeah.
Nobody. That's the ball really here.
Yeah, bat speed, something else.
You talk about that speed.
70 something had a nice
Sammy had a swing.
nice little
Sammy had a hole in his. And that, when he makes the story, seeing where his hole was, it's a lot hole.
Very Bonds.
So there he was. He didn't have a hole in his swing, but his swing wasn't. You move it to bat the ball. You also get your glove in the way, or you guys?
And also Falco too. So
There was an argument when Gary was thinner and back when he was still in bases that he was considered a better baseball player than Trippier.
and that was as a very
And that was kind of the argument during that time.
it was
Because they said Barry Bonds had more speed. That was the icebreaker with Barry Bonds' speed
it was
at that time.
it was fair before
That's pre-cream.
yeah. free jabs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going up and looking from Griffey, McGuire, following themselves and talking. They're all that we looking
Really?
Father, what do you have?
Sir?
You know, means that even the year people can. But still, you know,
Sosa didn't have that glove.
no, let's say that. But
Yeah.
Sosa had that.
Yeah.
But he had it. Listen, like Nitro, if the ball is in here, you might want to think twice about taking that next bait. That's all this time. Yeah. I'll say that next one. But still, it wasn't even but I recognize the Griffey stuff.
So I've never seen his baseball fight. That's the reason why I was saying you gotta be in the baseball fight. You ever seen Griffey in the baseball fight?
And nine times.
You never seen him squatters?
We're back at Let's go, little Griffin, man.
You gotta remember very good talking to yourself. So Griffey knew what hitting inmates where a normal average charge minutes. Griffey knew. Okay, yes, he'd be here. Or he just decided when he was on his married, so he got beat. What that problem like you never thought during the senior now.
Yeah.
But you didn't even like it was certain. He looked at the end of the art of game.
I was trying to understand because I put baseball briefly. Between baseball, basketball, and football.
Every junior baseball and super is one of the playing baseball.
Yeah, it's still about baseball. That makes everybody want to talk. It seems like it almost seems like it's scripted. You know what I'm saying? Like one person comes down, it's like, hold on, it's like, is that a no, it's not. Basketball, you'll find some people who just watch fight, and football, you'll find some people who not game, but baseball, it's like all or nothing every time.
You said baseball, I thought I was going to be team for it. So if your teammate is getting the receiver, you're there to back him up.
So that's the pulse of baseball.
So it's there's unwritten rules that are just generally okay.
Right. It's not like when Nolan Ryan and Robin McFarland. It's not like that. They just let Nolan Ryan watch it. It's not going to be between the two and everybody do it's between the two. So every other aspect of jump balls, when something happens, the whole team is trying to maybe the beginning will make that loss. Sometimes it's everybody's and you're pulling everybody else.
Right.
But it's the team backing up the situation. And I'm always the whole team. You'll never see the dugout. Watch. Anytime somebody coming out of the dugout, out comes the whole thing too. The whole team comes to the field, not just 3 or 4 guys or just the offense or the defense or the bullpen. It's everybody on the team. What's there to perform?
What's crazy is the lesson physical. I'm comparing to football, and as a football coach, you almost have to teach that to your team to like make sure that you're backing up the quarterback. Don't you gotta be standing on the sideline? Don't let nobody do that to your teammate. So it's baseball, it just seems like it just goes with the character. And it's like, but it's come on, there are anger issues. When it's like baseball back in the day, what?
But it's one of the most dangerous.
Oh yeah, that's all into the fake.
And it's one of the most dangerous sports.
Yeah.
To take a 95 or 99 mile an hour fastball into the face, you can have your whole face reconstructed.
Yeah, you can.
You know what I'm saying? Or taking one of the ribs, and one of the ribs or ribs get broken. Or it's in the rear like that. That's the reason for the end of a broken back. That back splitters and jabs and comes in, and then you see it. And I'm trying to think, who was it? Somebody had some pictures. So broken back, he grabbed the broken back, throw it back at you. Yeah. I can't believe that. That's how it had to be a very, but it's based on it is. It's also gentleman's spirit. It has so many unwritten rules that you just gotta have to understand. Hey, there's some things that you can do here. There's things that you can't do. And obviously we talk about given a comparison for the best sort of understanding that Ken Griffey would be the equivalent of a Tony Griffin. Our father that played in the league, that played at a high level. I hold up around the game. I understand this game a little bit better than anybody else. I understand the ungrateful understand how to play this game the correct manner. And I studied to learn the game under Willie Mays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Willie Mays being his godfather, he learned the game from a really way. That's kind of like Kobe Bryant watched the game and learned the game watching Dr. J. It's the same type of attention. It's and it's like different screw generation now. But even when you start talking about like the NFL offensive coordinator starts what they're doing right here, like what kids talking about who's treated that kind of that system that they come from. Now we're actually talking about coaches who are other coaches' kids. Like our Cowboys there, that they basically coach this game is a probation. So, they talk about Big Kubiak is, Gary Kubiak, Snow Kevin, the Shanahan tree. So, that is with baseball. Baseball is a tradition that spans over 100 years. That this is a city one. It's a city tree. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you want to build a baseball room, you put that. And it's probably the only game right now that does not have the rules. And if you leave the dugout to fight, it's just as particular as game. Basketball, you can't spin it. You lose the game check, but so you figure it out. If you want to be out of here from the kid game, then league division is first game, and the game for the first push as well. So that kills up the balance in the Cali situation. So baseball, baseball is baseball sometimes needs to be a little low, right? When the Mariners going and run a few years ago, a couple of years ago, it was that fight in Anaheim.
Yeah, with Blumpton too. Just tags now things from happening.
No, right. What's the do? It's what it means. Since being doing too, I guess.
$1 million question. We don't
But when we sit back, you got to understand there's a way to be played. You're supposed to be playing. There's a way that we're supposed to do it. You're supposed to have an opportunity to get out here and show what you're doing. And if you're not willing to step up to be a teammate, right? We're a 40-man roster, right? If you're not ready to be a teammate and throw down at your opponents, then what are you here for? But you come up, when you get up and people say that it's an individual sport if you're behind the plate, swinging bells. No, you're not. You're not an individual. You touch the plate for the first, right? You're the whole corner where you don't steal. That's the whole point, right? Get the runner before. You sacrifice flies in the game. We understand that the first sacrifice flies lead to moving around one from the those things are necessary, man. Keep talking. And then baseball is just more professional. You have to give it this credit because there's a lot of credit due to it.
And so as I started looking at some more baseball news, I want to have get your quick opinion about the game being touching on like Kansas City, Buffalo. So who you got? Kansas City? Who you got? Buffalo. Ooh. Kansas City, Buffalo.
I got Buffalo for the one. I'm tired of seeing that from home win. And after watching
too.
Now for the sporting of last week, can be that for the game. Saturday, champagne is head up. 4-12.
Come on, Josh Allen, baby. Let's go. I want to see Buffalo in the Super Bowl.
Buffalo record. Okay. Dolphins.
I guess I'm on the best match certified, which I guess I would rather.
You would also go to that prep with training thing has not penalty yet. His penalty for and is 43%.
In Philadelphia, seems like comfortable being better than extended to the with. In my opinion, this is my thought. What about the NFC? Commanders in Philadelphia. Commanders. Yeah, Commanders are here. All three Commanders. I still think couldn't go ahead, but I'm hoping it's right with you. For the Commanders.
Now, I hope Philly win.
Okay.
I hope this
We hope Philly win.
for Saquon.
Saquon.
For Saquon, man.
So what about Bobby? Where's the loyalty? See, no loyalty in Seattle. That Seattle, they don't even care. Russell Wilson, like, he didn't even know about.
What about
You probably think Bobby how well.
I don't really didn't know.
So,
Jesse Weaver.
just
yeah, but right.
I don't remember weeks. It's one of the part that whole thing. You said I've had enough. And you know that weird, you do the same thing over the national people.
Jesse, no.
He's that guy that I'm gonna hold it all in until you talk that little people. You do. Where's the lot louder in?
The boy.
Right, Jesse's right.
Oh boy. Well. So what other baseball news we have at all? Anything? Anybody in our division makes noise?
Ain't got any.
Anybody that watch that run go to the Good call. Okay. All right, right around the corner.
Yeah.
Do we want to hold on?
Oh, wait, no. Hold on, we do have something about it.
Okay.
A whole cost collecting this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking
Yes.
Golf team, rookie debut, Pat Clark found out one of one. So ultimately, we're told by the unassociates, you know. Now, just the downside I see here is there is no photo or video evidence of the child was. I got every other region similar to the past part. It's something forward. There was video of photos evidence of the car on that. Generally, break by with everything. Like full, what's century? It's got all of them back. No, they don't back there. For a crowd. So, man, how many people, one general study to get this predator, no evidence whatsoever. We drove said in this radio during 3 days. And the it's a lot photos of it. And they did one third field of shirts here and so on. I'm like, Chris, yeah, we're gonna share up here and she has one awkward class in the TV. But we still okay. So you know the beginning. Okay. You are turn down go to the bottom. It's cast up. They're gonna hold it off and you get everything out of that money your games. Austin evening, where you guys need to keep this property, you get any joint or how you clarify the foundation for rebuilding carrots, the two department, and all that matters. And it's so get the arrow between that and two, and goes to fanatics with it. Let's tell that fanatics line action. And it's going to be going by the cost. I don't think that that would actually play it. So when he's going with the poetry journal, he's ready to ready. Choose your language and go change your own. So let me go to it'll put you grammar and print. I think pop, people, pop have never put anything like that. Pop are dramatic oriented things. And then just decided, bring things about the start. This is what this is going here. It's not about me. So all you put it in, here's the real for everything without listening and get more money in it. Wyatt Langford to Billings. And on all these other ones we got our gaming that's like full. There is video or photo evidence of the car being pulled out of that. but now we're the most sought after cars in elevation.
Scott is a real flat.
And flat is the truck. None is there.
Conspiracy coverage spectrum.
And no, I'm not going to.
And there's definitely in the state,
Yeah.
the training part and everything. So that's why I was like, I can see you being more tied in about the situation. I'm just looking, I'm like, can't get got a car, that's worth $62 million. Everybody's like, finally gonna bust that check open again.
Right. And once this car is full, my what was doing don't tell me. You got to buy the money.
Okay, well,
Okay, here was your option. You get the million, but they go up and start the million. Okay. Compare the ticket for 100 moves late. Purchase in Pittsburgh. $31,000. 200 years. Just for this year. The lots. It's stuff. They should try to go up every year. With some trash. Right. For 30 years? Or just 30 years. Go right behind one way.
I guess you maybe have to work, right?
Right, so he's indicating about that is because it's nothing that you heard. You can't tell me yourself. It was 30,000 at $150
You can work part time. Starting out there.
So you guys know it. Yeah, they don't buy out, but it's in the streets right there. And I tell them,
It's what 6 figures. 6 figures. I 6 figures. There's below the mid 6 figures.
so all of them dead, all permanently on a tick the cat right now. And once it's selling the cheap, it the remaining amount, now from him. It's like, seriously, with your ticket.
Oh, so you're talking about that for next year earnings. Right, and JJ,
Yeah, and I think how you turn up here, you can
I just teach you about it before this.
keep on.
Keep them in.
So in a minute, I want you to share with everyone what you do about the card for the link for the website and stuff like that. So I want to give some announcements here. We're down here in the Waterford Arcade. And I want to give some updates to the schedule here in February. We have scheduled some karaoke night, which starts at 7 p.m.
9.
Oh, 9 p.m. Oh, yeah, I'll have to come in there early. Okay, so that is Thursday, another time, entertainment, birthday bash, hip hop showcase at 7 p.m. We've got the 8th of February, which is a pinball on the waterfront tournament, and that's at 7 p.m. You see, we got the 6th here. Let me go back a little bit. DJ ECM, singing that, Jason Bliss. DJ night, okay, that's at 8 p.m. Of course, Saturdays, we got Runway Course Off, 206 at 12:30. So we have the happy hour DJ night, and that's on the 7th at 8 p.m. And we got Attack the Block DJ night at 8 p.m. at the Waterlands Arcade, down here at 22306 Marine View Drive, Des Moines, Washington. All right, shout out to Teresa. Amen. We get the equipment, get this all set up. And go ahead, Ms. Gosser. Absolutely. So you go ahead and share with everybody what you do as far as the baseball cards.
Okay, so it's not just baseball. It's sports cards in general, along with members. Yes, baseball bat, glove, on-up card, things like that. I sell online through eBay. I also have the Whatnot account where tomorrow I actually have a auction starting with just over 200 card at $1. A live auction, operator gets the card. If you sports card breaking up really great on TikTok, it's all under Trophy Room Sports.
Trophy Room Sports.
So go ahead and look it up. You've got all kinds of different good stuff. Right now, he mostly baseball, but Morelos does have a lot of football, working autos, hat card, number card, and some memorabilia on.
Awesome, awesome. So you heard from Mr. Scott here. So final take on, maybe got about 8 minutes left. My final take is I'm really excited to see what the Washington Commanders do. What Jaden Daniels left that city, playing with house money, got a rookie quarterback under contract, got a lot of cheap free agents coming on the defense side of the ball. They're going to be able to build that roster. They're going to be a threat for years to come, as long as he doesn't have a sophomore slump. It's really awesome with a 4-12 team that was supposed to be rebuilding is now in the AFC Championship team, and a lot of people are predicting for them to carry the Cinderella season into the Super Bowl. And what would it be to see Washington in the Super Bowl? What it means for that city and for that culture? I'm happy for Dan Quinn. I'm happy for Bob Wagner. And it's like, wow, I saw a little bit of things that Jaden Daniels in college. Did not realize he was this good, but he had the number one quality that I think we missed in the combine. Boys. Yes. He is a definition.
Now, here's the great story about it. Who does go on to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
He will be on first and working quarterback. He coming in and start every game in win the Super Bowl.
That's huge.
He will be the first working quarterback in history to come in to start every single game in win the Super Bowl.
Yes. Just amazing scenery for that. The VR Warriors.
Now, y'all gotta get your own last take.
But my last take is he will always be a Russell Wilson fan.
Give me your last catch, sir.
My last take is baseball season coming, and I'm super excited.
My last take is Seahawks need to make sure they get this whole scene figured out correctly.
Absolutely.
It is the last and final piece to what the rebuild of the Seahawks team after the Pete Carroll team has left. And so realistically, understanding that the defense has made steps forward, this OC is everything. If John has to get with the OC and figure out if they're down in Mobile this week, they're down there at the Senior Bowl, and there's a bunch of kids that are saying that next class of seniors or players are at the Senior Bowl this year than they've ever seen before. Because it's not just the Senior Bowl, it's anybody who's coming into the draft or is declared for the draft. So there's underclassmen that are not seniors in the Senior Bowl. So realistically, this OC pick is everything because it dictates who we pick in our draft coming.
Yeah, sure. And the other thing about this draft is the team is also the first team in quite a few years where it's not one position head. The whole draft, everyone has declared so far, wide variety of talent. Now it's about I mean, defensive guard, forward, got all of them out again. There's no dominant. It's all going to be quarterbacks. It's all going to be running backs. It's all going to be wide receivers. It's all going to be cornerbacks. There's the first coach. The first round is gathered with everything.
And you can find, put it this way, wide receivers are not going to be the top end prospects. That they're not the Jamar Chases, they're not the DK Metcalfs, they're not those type of guys, right? Or Justin Jefferson. But there's a lot of number twos. There's a lot of number twos and a lot of number threes that you'll find in this draft as far as their wide receivers. Running backs is rich. It's heavy with running backs. It's heavy with guards. It's heavy with centers. You're not going to see the super talented tackles, but there are those in here. Here and there, it's a hodgepodge of anything that you want. So if you go to the thrift store, you can find what you want there somehow, somewhere. I'm just saying that this OC search has to be one that's great. And I don't know that I want to Chip Kelly. I think I'll just rather have a quick 2 years running this thing next year.
Here's one question here, right? There's another congratulations today. If you're Schneider right now, and you go in and grab the channel and find those you that operate, so you have to go deep for the huge happen by the those people close out. Because the players you pick, okay, so Mike McDonald was looking at
That's
how
when
they
you pick offense.
so Mike McDonald is talking about he wants his offense to be a team that is strong and powerful that runs the rock action heavy downfield, right? Line of the pressure. If you bring an OC in that wants to do his own salt blocking, what that takes is a lot of athletic guys who have good feet and they can kick out and block. If you're looking for that heavy run, that gap scheme, you need somebody who is going to be big, physical, and furious. So knowing who your OC is makes a difference in who you pick in that draft. That's why it's important because the scheming zone dictates it. And so when we're talking about a team that runs its own blocking scheme and its own gap running schemes that is conducive for those fleet of foot to linemen that infield sit out, kick out, put it block. Smooth. So like I like to say, this is the most crucial thing that has to happen for this team because you can't even figure out what you're going to do with Gino. There's a clock running on Gino by March. And if you don't do something with Gino by March, there's plenty of incentives that kick in. What if this new OC doesn't want a team? He wants to bring his own guy, some kid from somewhere else, or a player that's a discard from somewhere else. That's the most important thing to figure out is this whole season.
All right, we're out of here. But I do have a wish list. I'm going to my last season, to be honest. I mean, our wish list is the tight end from Penn State. I would love that, So that's my wish list. Because there's no guard that are predictable in the first round. There's a lot of day two guys, there's some tackle that can move down the guard. A lot of the people I see the top tier tight end he is mold to the next tier of skills to be funny. So likewise, I said, yes. And we're done for today. So God bless y'all for coming in. Yes. Hey, God bless you until next time. Good night. Talking sports with Lavelle, maybe with details.